Hey everyone, and Happy New Year! Yes, I know it's already February, but as I'm Cameroonian, I know that we can say Happy New Year until at least the beginning of July. So, Happy New Year, everyone! It's been a while. How you doing? So, today I come to with my top 7 African movies of 2018. I was supposed to do a top 10 normally, but uh, I realized that my top, well, number 10 to number 8, the first 3 movies, they weren't that good. It's not like I liked them or I didn't like them. They were just okay. So I felt like if I included it in my top 10 list, it will make you feel like I actually liked the movie, but it was just okay to me. So I'd rather just keep the 7 that I'm actually sure that I really liked, and that's the top 7 that I'm going to give it to you. So before I get to the list, here are my honorable mentions, like top 10 to the top 8, because let's just say honorable mentions, right? Okay. The first honorable mention goes to the Tunisian movie called Benzine. Benzine is about a couple that tries to find out what happens to their son after this one disappeared when he tried to go to Italy, to immigrate to Italy because he went from Tunisia to Italy. So they don't have any news from him, and they're trying to find out what happened to him. The second honorable mention goes to the Egyptian movie called The Other Land. Just like the movie before, The Other Land is about the crossing of the sea, Mediterranean Sea, that separates Africa from Italy basically. And it's about people that go on that journey to, I guess, a better world, and like the movie said, The Other Land. The next honorable mention goes to a movie from Morocco called Clam Sarah. So it's never actually said in the movie, so I'm not sure how it's pronounced. But it's a movie about basically 3 people whose destiny get intertwined when they're meeting in the desert, because there's one guy who's trying to find out what happened to his parents, there's one old guy trying to find out what happened to his son, and there's one girl that basically plays like the middle man or middle woman between both of them, and she tries to, let's say, um, restore the oral tradition that happens to be on the desert, in the desert. So it's an interesting movie about people. That's the best I can tell about that. So let's get to the movie that I actually liked. At number 7, we have a movie from DR Congo called Makila. Makila. I'm not like I said. I have no idea how to pronounce that because it's not said in the movie. But basically, I'll say Makila. Makila is a movie about, well, a girl called Maki, more like a woman called Maki, but she is basically living on the street, and she's dating this local gang boss, and basically her life gets shattered or disturbed when a young girl who basically is going through exact thing that she was going through when she came into the street, and she's trying to protect that girl, and because she's protecting that girl, it's affecting the entire, I guess, comfort that she's built upon all this years on the street, and that's what she has to deal with through the movie. And it's a very powerful movie because it deals with something like street life, living on the street, women's rights, and how to get away from abusive relationship, even when you think like those relationships are those that are the ones that basically keep you alive or in check. It's weird duality, but it's something that you should watch. So number 7, Makila. And number 6, we have a movie from Uganda called NGO. NGO it's a satire and comedy movie about 2 guys who decide to fake being in charge of an NGO when a tourist from America comes into the town. So they basically trying to scam her into giving more money to the NGO, and it's a satire because it deals with how the NGO are perceived from the outside of the country, from the occidental side, and from the local side, and also how people usually get to benefit from that system, even though the people that should benefit from it, like the people who need the NGO, are not usually the one that actually get the money that goes to the NGO. So it's a fun movie, and it's fun. Let's make sure it's fun, but it's also open your eye with how doomed we are as a world, because it's very true what they say in this movie, and it should affect us all in different ways, baby, but it should all affect us. At number 5, we have a movie that I thought would never make its way into this list because it's Cameroonian. And no, I'm not talking about Minga, because well, it's not Minga. It's A Man for the Weekend. A Man of the Weekend is one of those movies that is basically word for maybe not word for word, but it's plot for plot copied from an American rom-com maybe. But it's basically about a boss lady, I want to say, who basically gets one of her intern to pretend to be her boyfriend when she goes to her family during a weekend. And well, you know how it goes. I'm not going to spoil it here, but you know how it goes usually. You know that by the end of the weekend, uh, uh. Anyway, that's my number five. It's a Cameroonian movie called A Man for the Weekend. So, at number four, we have another Tunisian movie called Beauty and the Dogs. It's hard for me to maybe talk about this because it's a sensible subject, but Beauty and the Dog is a magnificent movie because it's like gorgeously shot, but it's also a movie about. Let me just say this: it's a movie about a girl who gets out of a party and she gets raped by police officers, and she tries to, file a complaint in the nearest police district department. And let's just say that it doesn't go that well because the people that the policemen that she's trying to file a complaint about basically work there, and you know how cops can be protective of their own, and the whole struggle for the entire time that she tries to file a complaint, she tries to make her voice heard. It's both painful and astounding. Like it's both painful and gorgeous to watch. And sometimes, and I'm just going to say this now, sometimes you might want to cover your eyes, and you might feel actually bad for what she's going through. But it's a great movie, and it should be higher on my list. But it's not because other movies are even greater and made me feel less I don't know, torn inside. Let's say, yeah, torn inside. But this movie is one of the best movies of 2018 for me. Like, not even African movie, like movies in general, it's one of the best movies of 2018. So you should watch Beauty and the Dogs, Tunisian movie. And number two, we have a movie from one of the best filmmakers in the world, to me at least. It's from Burkina Faso and it's called Frontières, or Frontiers if you want to say it in English. But it's called Frontières because it's French, Frontières in plural. And Frontières is about four women who basically go on a road trip. I mean, it's not really a road trip because they want to, it's like they get connected when they take a bus that goes from Bamako to Lagos going through Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso, like from Mali to Nigeria going through Burkina Faso. And they basically get connected and they exchange it's a road trip movie about four women who get connected and they basically learn about each other and learn how similar they are to each other and help themselves through the travel. Basically, it's a good movie. It's a fun movie. That's the thing. It's a fun movie. So I just basically laughed all the way, well, most of the way, because there are some pretty disturbing things happening in the movie. But it's a road trip movie, and you should enjoy it. So it's a road trip movie. So I've had a hard time choosing between my number two and my number one because at this point they're both interchangeable. But at this point, like right this second or this minute, my number two will be a movie from South Africa called Five Finger from Marseille. Five Finger from Marseille is basically a Western movie. It's an African Western movie. Basically, I don't know how to make it simpler. It's about a guy who basically goes back to his hometown to find out that a new gang boss gang is basically ruling the neighborhood, the city, I guess. Yeah, ruling the city, and he basically tries to call back his old friends, his old fingers, five fingers, I must say, his old fingers, so that they could save the city from this new threat. Basically, so it has all the makings of the Western as we understand it through American media, but it's very, very much African. So it's my second best movie of 2018, my second best African movie of 2018, and it's just a good movie overall. So you need to watch it, definitely. It's one of those movies that it might be starting slow because all Western start slow, if you're honest. But once it gets to that second act, it starts just getting better and better, and just like, okay, what's going to happen next? And oh, by the way, the gunfights are just excellent, really excellent. So you should watch that movie. Number two. So we finally get to my number one, Uno movie of 2018, African movie of 2018. And the movie is called I Am Not a Witch, I Am Not a Witch, and it's a Zambian movie from Zambia. The movie is about a young girl, 8 years old, I think. She basically gets convicted, well, accused and convicted of being a witch. So she gets sent to witch camp, and she has to work with the other witches so that she can be of value to the society. I think the nearest town or village or something like that. The movie has several hidden meaning, and I'm not going to go into them right now because it's not a review. It's basically just me telling you what are the movies that I really liked, and you can go and see the movie for yourself and discover all those meanings. But I'm going to say this: on the surface, this movie might feel like it's a little bit comedy and lighthearted, but it's really not. It's when you start digging deeper into what it all represents, there are a lot of a lot of allegories that you can actually see that represent how we treat other sections of our society. So for me, it's one of the best movies of 2018, and it's my favorite African movie of 2018. So, so there you have it, folks. Those were my 7 favorite African movies of 2018. Have you seen any of them? Just comment below. Let me know what you think. Are you really sad that I'm not including any Nigerian movie in this list? Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't watched a lot of Nigerian movies in a while, I must admit. And the ones that I watched last year were not that good. So yeah, no, I have no Nigerian movies in this list. I actually just watched Lionheart. I'm not going to comment on that here, but just keep an eye open. I might do a review of it very soon. I just might. Until then, just enjoy. I'm going to find maybe how you can access those movies because, well, I don't know where they are right now, and it might be helpful. But just hit me back in the comments, and I'll find out what I can. All right. Have a good night.